Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, it's Greg here again, as promised. But I shall do a kit review of a couple of kits that I showed you on my Telford, an update on the bench on Monday, I think, or Tuesday. But first I thought I'd do this one first. It's just a recent kit just come out. Very pleased that I've got it because I've been waiting for it to come out. And my good lady got me this. It's the new MINIART SU-122-54, the early type. That's it. I haven't opened the box yet. I'm going to keep it for now to show, you know, I'll be surprised as much as you are. So you can see lovely artwork on the front, all computer generated images. You can't get that shine that light. No. Oh, here. Nice artwork. So it's a MINIART one, and the kit number is 37035. So look at the end of the boxes. We have just a basic picture again on the front with the scale of 135 and the kit number, and again it's just the same on this side. On the one face of the side we have just the usual gumph in Russian, Ukrainian and English, I think, is it? Yep. Just telling you, the usual sort of thing. And on this side we have three variants or three colour schemes which are available to this kit. So I'm tempted to do the bottom one with a bit of whitewash. So before further ado, let's have a look what we've got inside. Like I said, this is my first time opening this box as well. So let me just zoom the camera in slightly maybe, or out. Right, so we'll crack the box open and we'll see what we've got. So I took the sellotape off before we started. It's quite a thick box, you need to get your fingers underneath it. Right. Wow. As you can see, it's rammed full of plastic. Let me just move this camera. It's rammed full of plastic. Move it up there. And this one here. That's perfect. Yeah, it's rammed. So before we start, what I'll normally do is we'll start with the first bit, which is on its own, which is a clear sprue of headlights and periscopes. A lovely clear piece. I say I won't take it out, and we've got a headlight on the markings on the headlights. If you can quite make her out where my finger is. It's got light markings on there, nice clear plastic. I say I won't take it out the sprue out of the bag. I don't want to be scratching them. But, so that's one clear. That's the first sort of. My only thing I have with MINIART is it's all in one bag, unless they're all wrapped individually. So I'll leave the plastic a moment, and we'll have a quick scan through the destruction book, which is a nice glossy paper, and obviously with the tank on the front again. And the first two pages we open up, we have the two variants, one on that side, and that one, oh sorry, three variants, but this is the first two. This is the one I will probably go for. This is the one I'll probably go for. Oh, with a bit of whitewash and a bit of red. Right, so let's have a look where we are. So it's the first two pages, then we're on to the sprue maps, which is, as you can see, there's a lot of plastic. 2 pages of sprue, and the PE and the decals. As you can see, there's a lot of plastic. And then we have, starting off with the low hull, as normal. But not just the suspension. You can make a workable suspension. It's got torsion bars by the looks of it. I think you can make them work. Yep. The parts TA use only for fixed torsion bars. So depending on what I do it on, I shall either make them fixed or movable. I haven't quite decided when I get round to this one yet, but they'll probably be after the new year now. It isn't a bathtub. It's just basically a bottom piece that we're building up at the moment with the suspension. And then we have the rear plate, a firewall, and the sides built up again. And then we have the final transmission, more pieces for the running gear again, and there's a couple of pieces on this side that we have to take off, just a couple of marks, just a couple of lugs by the looks of it. And then we're starting on with the gun, which really looks nicely detailed. They've got the breech for the gun, and then we've got this machine gun that's actually in the mantlet as well, the coaxial machine gun, which looks highly detailed. And then again we have lacing the gun into the mantlet, a few more bits and pieces, starting a few boxes, and we're starting on the top of the turret. We're starting to do a couple of cupolas, things like that. It's nicely detailed, nicely spread out, not too much going on in one place. And then we have the back, we have a few things to drill out. If you're doing, some must be doing different variants, I presume, but they all have to be drilled out. And then we're placing the mantle with the machine gun into the frontal armour on there, and then we're making the casement up as well, which is in pieces, which is in a solid part, which is nice. Then the casement is, once made up, is placed onto the lower hull, and then we have the side skirts. Oh, the side skirts will be like a running board, won't they, on the sides? Yeah. And then we're onto the machine gun for the top of the tank, which looks really nicely detailed. Again, a lot of PE into that. Again, that's mainly all about the building of the machine gun and the ammo case and the rear engine hatch covers, the louvers, all that kind of stuff. Then we're placing the all these sub-assemblies onto the upper hull, including the machine gun, more mantlet stuff, cupola stuff, boxes again, ammo boxes, the rear engine hatch cover. Again, he was there, and obviously placed him, that's the engine cover, onto there. And then we have a bit of Pioneer tools, which we won't put at that time, and we have the grab, the hooks for the tow hooks and things like that, and a bar at the back for some description. I don't know what that is yet until we find it, actually build it. There's a lot of plastic, I can't believe it. Yeah. So then we're on to these, again, I think these must be fuel lines. Wouldn't have thought there'd be fuel lines out like that. I don't know, I'm 100% sure on that one. And then some of the sub-assemblies again we start to place on top of the top of the tank. Well, in the tank, it's an assault gun really, isn't it? It's not a tank. And then we're starting to build the barrel, but luckily it's a slide moulded barrel by the looks of that, with a two-piece mantlet, which is unfortunate, but I'm sure we'll be able to manage. A lot of PE on the muck guards again, and then we're starting to do some of the exhaust, which is typical Russian exhaust coming off from the side. So all these sub-assemblies, and then placed in all these ammo boxes, all placed into the main hull. And the same again with the bottom of here. For the aerial, that goes on the side. A little bits and pieces, bit of spare track, the hooks again for the front. Step 33 so far, and then we're actually starting the well, we're not yet. There's the lights. Let's give you two options for day operation mode and for night operation mode. So there's a choice of two, and then we're starting to build up some more. I presume these are fuel drums. I'm not too sure. And then we're starting on the wheels. So we're step 36 and we're starting the wheels. I'll probably knock the wheels up first. One of the things is just clean them up. A choice of two sprockets, I think it says. Yeah, we have two A or B. Make your choice. Presumably there's a slight difference between each variant. Those do look like fuel drums from what I was saying. A lot of PE going on here as well. I have a lot of PE. Obviously the wheels are being attached. Quite a bit of detail into the wheels. The hubs, they're got to be put on themselves and everything. They've got to be all done. Is there an option on there? No, it's do not glue. Right. All little bits and pieces again. More searchlights, and then the turn wheel. And then we're starting on the upper hull again. More little bits and like handles and boxes and more searchlights. And then we have a tarp, I think by the looks of it, which goes on the rear by looking at the box art. Yeah, it does. And we have metal straps for the the tap, yeah, it tells you there how to put it on. And then more PE again on the fenders, and then there's other bits and pieces like a bracket for the back for more fuel drums, and we have the Russian log where we are. Has to be placed on. It gives you a good direction of where it goes to inside the clamps, and PE again, PE fastenings, and again more PE fastenings, and we've got the fuel drum, some more fuel drums I presume, or to be attached. Yep, there's attached on to them brackets. Quite see. Yeah, and then it gives you a good close up of how they fit. More PE brackets again, and on there, and then we have tow cables. We're starting the tracks, and it says each track link contains 90 tracks each side, so they'll all have to be cleaned and put together. And then we have the other tow bar, the tow cable. I don't know what that one there's for, it's a blank page, I'm not 100% sure what that's about. Yeah, that's the model kit built when the tracks are done. And then we have the last variant as well, which is nicely coloured art again, just a bit we can't get the view from the top. But basically it's just green, isn't it, really, so you're not going to really miss out on anything. I don't know what that bit's for, must be a reason for that. So that's the instruction sheet, nicely detailed. That's what's up in the rear. That's the finished kit unpainted. You see there's quite a bit of PE involved in it, but it does look a nice kit. So without further ado, let's crack into the plastic. It's just one big box. I'll just put that down for now. I should put that there. Where do we start? Put the sealable bag, or it doesn't look like it. We'll start from here. Right, it's a pity that. Right, so we'll get some of these out of the way. There's a lot of sprues that are duplicates. So we'll start off with. Let's put back to the side so I'm not getting distracted. Let's pull them out as we go. What we have here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 sprues the same, and it's basically the wheels, which I have to say are really nicely detailed. Really nice. Let me just bring that camera light onto there a little bit and maybe see a bit better. But they're really nicely detailed, those. Inside there, and there's the outer hubs on that side, which are nicely detailed as well. Lovely. And there's a couple of, looks like a grab handle, I would have thought, or something like that. So there's 8 of those, but they say they're very nice. Very nice. Very nice indeed. There's a seam line, I think, is it? Yeah, I'll take that out. That shouldn't be a problem. Shouldn't be a problem. But really nice. Must admit, really nice. So we have 8 of those. So that's the first sort of part, and then we have there's more wheels here, so there's 10. HK, yep, so there's 10 of those. Okay, so let me just see what we've got here. And then we have the sprockets and other bits of the running gear. Again, lovely detail again. There we are. No, I wouldn't expect to see any flash on a modern kit. But again, lovely detail. Really crisp. On the back side again, we've got more suspension arm there. Look at the suspension arms. Again, more hubs for the wheels. Really nice detail. So we have 2 of those so far. I'll put them to the side as well. And by the looks of this, right, let's have a look what we've got. Some more running gear. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. I'll find some plastic bags to put them all back into. There again, more of the suspension arms. 2 pieces, which is unusual, but there must be a method in their madness. So there again, nicely detailed, really nice, clean. So we have, what did I say, two of those, there was a two, four of those. Right, these are the things I wanted to look at. So we have the tracks, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of the tracks. Let's have a look at the detail on the tracks on the inside. On the inside there's no cleanup necessary, there's no injection pin marks in the inside, which is nice. 4 points to clean up. So what's on the outside? The outside looks really nice as well. Really nicely moulded. They should be go together quite easily, I would have thought. A bit like magic tracks really. Obviously apart from they're not being taken off the sprues. Yeah, so won't be as bad as some kits I've got. This model should be straightforward. Really? He says. Right, so let's take a bag within a bag. I apologise, MINIART. Okay, let's just pop that back into that box and I can put the other parts back in. And then we have another big bag here with screws in. We'll go from the top. Is it like that one from there at the back? No. Let's open it from this side, eh? Right. So we'll just do it as they come out. Which is the only problem with doing all the sprues together in one bag. Right, we have more we have the decals and more clear parts. Again, looks like the same sprue. I've got a spare one in there. And the decals look quite nice. Simple. I'm not going to say I won't crack the bag open because it's it's all sealed with the thing. But decals look really nice. Obviously, I can't tell if they're shiny up under the plastic, but they do look nice. MINIART's own, I think, of that. No, I can't quite read that even with my glasses. Printed in Ukraine, so yeah, they are. Right, what we got here? This must be the PE, which is nice in a nice cardboard sleeve, which is a nice touch. I can understand why it's in there. It's quite thin, but nicely detailed again. There we go. How thin it is, it's wobbly, it's quite thin, which is good. All the straps and everything else, and obviously the covers for the engine hatches. So you can even see my thumb through underneath, see how thin it is. It really is thin. But you can see why it's being put. It's got plastic on both sides, so, and in the envelope, which is a nice touch. Keep it safe. Right, let's start with this sprue here, which looks like a lot of the upper hull. Yep, and the gun, which is, it's only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attachment points on the gun, which it really looks nicely moulded. It really does look nice. It's a hell of a size. And then nice again, there we have the front mantlet, well, the front cover actually for the mantlet to sit in, and then we have the top of the casement, nicely detailed again. No texture, I don't suppose there's any texture on these. I think these are like 1950s tanks, I think, by reading what I've been reading. That's really nice, the mantle on the front with the detail and the rivet, the bolts on that, that's really nice. I do like that. And then we have more mantlet again. There's the old saw, part of the breech for the gun. All little bits and pieces. All the breech. Start with some of the cupolas. Lovely moulding on each side as well. There's the sink marks where you expect to find them on the reverse, so they won't be seen. There's a thin, I can't make out if there's a thin line. I don't think there is. Yeah, just a little wisp It needs to be, just needs quick sand off, because there's a little parting line down the centre of the gun, but nothing really. Well, I would say one rasp with the file or sanding stick should take it off. So very nice indeed. So the moulding is really nice, really nice. Really looking forward to this. Is another kit I really look forward to building in the future. Yeah, I'll pop that in there. There's a couple of more sprues here, which is the same again. We have the other set of the sprockets. Obviously there was two versions, so we have another set which is there again, lovely mouldings again. And I like that they've actually got the attachment points not on the end of the teeth. Makes a lot of difference. So you clean up a bit easier, so we're not cleaning, you know, making one of the teeth look a bit smaller than the rest of it on the end. So there's two of those, there's spare again, so obviously there's a couple of variants you must be able to make. And then we have, I think there's two sprues of these, which look like, yeah, which is, there's the machine gun. Is it hollowed out? Oh yes, it's got a nice, there's one of the machine guns, it's slide moulded, and it's got nice detail on it. Really nice detail on that. There's a few boxes there. Really nice again. A few small parts, hatch covers, but really nice. And obviously we have some of the lights. So they're the light fittings. I do like a look at that machine gun, if that's the one that goes on the top or that's the one that's in the coaxial. Really nice. So that's one. Two sprues, obviously there's two machine guns, so it's the same sort of style machine gun. So that's the exact same sprue, slide moulded. Right, so one, two of these, I think by the looks of it. Yep, two small engine parts, hooks, brackets, fuel drums, which are nicely moulded again, slide moulded, so there's no seam to worry about. Really nicely delicate, it looks so delicate, but nice, really nice. Must be the sides of the fuel drums. Little handles on the side there. Feel like you could cut them off and put your own on. So there's two of those so far. There's a sprue with yeah, these look like side skirts, the running board type thing on the side, these sponsons, and then the muck guards again. There's a sponson, a bit of detail on there, you can quite make that out. Let me just see on there. Nice detail. And then we have the muck guards, nicely detailed again, a bit of PE work to go on those. Other bits and pieces, more grab handles, I presume. I don't know what that part is there, but that looks very delicate. Some of the louvers, yeah, for the engine cover there. Not sure what that part is. Handles, and that's Sprue EA, whatever EA means then. Right, so let's have a look what we've got here. And then we have another small sprue with the rear muck guards on and a bit of the engine cover at the back with some louvers already onto it. And a part of the transmission at the front, final drive. But there again, really nice. Nicely moulded. Really tasty. No unsightly pin marks where you can see them. So, and then we have another little small sprue with parts of the machine gun, because there's the machine gun belt there on the side there with the going into the box. It looks like the part of the machine gun again, really some small fine parts. I don't know, half of these are, some of them are really small but nicely moulded, and they say there's no flash. I don't know how many of them there is, and so that's just the one I've come across so far. I say this is the only problem with them not being packed individually. That's the only problem I find. Are these two the same? Yeah, here's another two sprues the same. So this looks like more running gear, and these are being slide moulded as well. These parts here, which are really nicely done. Nice hollow right through. engine, hatch handles, parts for the running gear for down on the wheels. So there's 2 of those so far. There's another little sprue here. There's bloody sprues everywhere. With more handles. I'm not too sure what they are. I think a part of the running gear on the bottom again. There's that flash I see. Oh, it is, bloody heck. I wouldn't have thought that now. That's gone now. Yeah, a couple of little grab handles there again for the engine cover, I would have thought. The little bits. Lots and lots of bloody plastic. All individual sprues. And there's more of the slide moulded things again I showed you before with the, so it's all to do with the running gear. And there's a bit of the Pioneer tools, some of the hooks for the tow cable, some of the small parts. There's the tow cable to put in, which you've got the hollow again, so we put that into there. So there must be more than 2 of those, I would have thought. Yeah, there's another one there, so identical. But that's the, yeah, there's 2 of the other ones as well, so no point in showing that. Another small sprue again, the same as done before with the parts for the running gear. And then we have the log, which I won't be using. I'll use my own bit of wood, even though it's nicely detailed. It's not bad actually. I'll see. I shall see when I get to it. Not too bad. Engine hatches, covers, small parts again. Lots of little grab handles, or I presume that, I don't know what they are. The full name for that must be a grab handle of some description. So there's a lot of tiny details in this tank. Oh, sorry, assault gun. A lot. It's going to be an intense build, I would have thought. So the detail on the log isn't easy. It's particularly good actually. But we'll see. I'll weather it up and see what I can get it looking like, and if it's any good I'll use it. If not, I'll just use a twig out of the garden. Oh, this is a long sprue with fuel drums and things like that on there. Fuel boxes, I would say, more than drums. More hatch covers. All nicely moulded again, really fine, really nice. Some of them are very delicate, so we'll have to be very careful when we take these off the sprues. I'll have to be careful when I'm putting them back in as well. I don't think I'll put them all back in this plastic bag. And then we have another 2 sprues, so 3 sprues here. And the same stuff again. Get that out. These all the same. Yeah, these look like periscope hatches. Sorry, periscope covers. Again, some small little whatever they are. Let's say they're all nicely detailed again. There's 2 sprues like that. And then finally a large sprue of a lower tub, which you've got, you know, what isn't a tub really, it's sort of half a tub. Nice detail on the bottom again. Most of them, a lot of them must be torsion bar things. It's been in some other parts. I wasn't too sure about. And there's the side of the tank as well. It's like a assault gun. You build up. That must be the rear plate. I would have thought. Where we are? There. This is the firewall. Part of the casement as well. That's quite nicely detailed on the engine hatch. And part of the casement again with all the reference marks, witness marks for putting your stuff into, which is quite nice. More engine, rear engine thing, looks like where a fan would sit, presumably. Well, that's nice again. And there's the tarp, which is in 2 parts. Is it 2, 3, 4 parts? I've got 2 end pieces and the, I'll see what it's like when it's together, if it's any good. If not, I'll just use some of my own. There again, and all the nicely moulded parts. There's a lot of slide moulded parts in this kit, so a lot of them to do with the suspension. And there's the end of the tarps as well. I just can't remember seeing anything for about a tow rope. It says in there. Let me just have a look at the instructions. It did mention can come across any. Let's have a look. Let's see, about the tow cables. Not the tow eyes, but I've never seen the cables. It just says length, unless I've missed it. And yeah, they are, because they're shaped. They're already pre-shaped for you, so it's part of the plastic. So that's what some of them long things will have been. Yeah, they're pre-shaped, if you see that. One's the other different, they're both different. So that's why I didn't see it, which I thought was unusual. Yeah, all to do with the torsion bars, all them slide moulded parts, and yeah, they're all to do with the torsion bars. So, it's going to be an intense kit to build. A lot of plastic and a lot of sprue snipping, especially on the tracks. But I think it'll make into a good looking kit. I'm really pleased with this, I really am. I don't know if I'll do it on a diop. I might just do this as a standalone piece. But we'll see when we get to build it. So that's one of the first of the reviews today. I'm going to do the grasshopper next. Well, after I pick the wife up, I'll probably do the grasshopper, which I picked up from Telford, and then I've got the tiger, the Telerary mid tiger, and the KV1, and the Meng FT17 to do. I wonder if I'll get them all done today, but I'll do my best. So this is Greg signing off from this one, and thank you very much to all my subscribers for subscribing and bearing with me. So I haven't really done a few videos at the moment. It's just life. It's just getting in the way. Well, getting in the way, but you know what I mean. It's one of those things. So this is Greg signing off, and we will catch you very, very soon.